kembali lagi di channel GRW bersama saya Maura. And today we are back with Mr. Sebastian here who just got back from London, from a business trip in London. So how's your trip to London, Mr. Sebastian?
Oh, very good. London is always nice, beautiful city. Meet my friends, did some work and walk around. My step is double in London.
Oh, okay. Of course, because I think it's a lot more comfortable to walk there than here.
Yeah.
With the traffic and everything.
And also the weather was beautiful, so it's nice to walk around.
I wish I could go there someday.
Yeah.
To London and see.
Everybody should go one day.
I could go to London one day. So, for today's topic, we will talk about some hot news about Apple. With the iPhone 17 releasing in some countries already, if I am not mistaken.
London.
In London already.
I saw in London. Yeah.
So how is it in London?
The new iPhone. Oh, I think I always use iPhone.
Okay.
So Sharp Focus, if you look at the logo for Sharp Focus, if you go to sharpfocus.com, Sharp Focus K, the logo we have is an iPhone with a magnifying glass and dollar.
Okay.
So we're doing the research, that's the magnifying glass, on the financial market, the dollar, using the iPhone
As your device.
as the device. So we do all the research, everything, the website, the spreadsheet, everything on the iPhone.
Okay.
So for me, the iPhone is quite important. I don't buy every year, but I need to keep up. Because the software and everything, the older one doesn't work so well. So yeah, I think I will definitely buy the iPhone 17. And they have the iPhone 17 Air.
Okay.
So this is the new, so before they used to have the Plus model, which is a bigger one. And now they have the
Pro?
Air. Well, they have the Pro still, that's normal. And they have the 17, that's normal. But the new one is the iPhone Air. So before they have the Plus, it's like 16 plus.
Yes.
Now they have 17 Air. I think they just call it iPhone Air. And because when I do work on the iPhone, the most important thing for me is the screen and the weight,
Okay.
the combination. So like iPad is too heavy, but it has a
Quite
big screen.
Yes.
iPhone is too small screen, but it's light.
Yes.
iPhone Air is perfect. It's big screen and it's light. Yeah, so that's why I will get that one.
The iPhone Air.
Yeah, and I held it in London and it's very nice. It's titanium, so it's light. And I think that's going to, actually, apparently it's not the best seller.
Oh.
So people, I saw difficult to get the data, but I saw somebody did like the shop check in the shop. And they said the Pro is still the best seller.
Okay.
So yeah, let's see. But I thought the iPhone Air is beautiful. It is beautiful.
So it's a matter of preferences, I think.
Well, because I've been waiting for this. Because what happened was the early iPhone is light, but tiny.
Yes.
Then it got bigger and heavier. So this one is still bigger, but it's back to lighter. So I've been waiting many years for this version because of my work. Not for anything else, but just purely for the
work.
Sharp Focus work.
I see.
So for me, the new launch is very exciting.
Okay. I can't wait to see you holding the iPhone Air.
Yes, I've been waiting because there was a lot of rumor about it. So I still have 14.
Okay.
No 15, no 16. I'm waiting for
the 17. Okay. And I'll be waiting for you to hold it.
Yes, let's see. Maybe next month.
Oh, let's see about that.
Yes.
Okay. So, people lately have been calling Apple a cash flow machine. In your opinion, what does Apple usually do with that much of cash flow? To be called a machine.
To be called a machine, I think this is something very important because, if cash flow is the most important, and let's say because it's the most important, you would expect the company which makes the most cash flow will be the largest market value company. And that used to be true. Apple makes the most cash flow of all the US stock. Of all the stock in the world, Apple makes the most cash flow. I think because sometimes I don't look at the absolute number, right? We're looking at the valuation and then the profitability. So it's a percentage, not the absolute cash flow. But last week I looked at the absolute cash flow and even I was quite surprised.
Oh.
So Apple makes about $120 billion a year in cash flow.
That's
The number 2 is Microsoft.
okay.
Guess how much less it is?
Maybe half?
It is half, yeah. 60. So Apple is double the next biggest. And so when people say cash flow king, maybe they don't necessarily realize quite how king Apple is. It is double
The amount.
the number 2. So it's such a big difference. It's a very, very big difference. And yet Apple market cap is number 3. So both Nvidia and Microsoft are bigger market value than Apple, but Apple is more than double. In fact, Apple is more cash flow than Microsoft and Nvidia added together.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Now, what does that mean? That's the question. Maybe that's the next question.
Exactly.
I mean, you want to say what does Apple do with the cash flow? Mostly they pay dividends or buyback. They do a combination, Apple, dividend and share buyback. So that's what they do with the cash flow, which is what we hope. That's what the company is for, is to pay the shareholders. They still have debt, actually, Apple. So some of it is going to pay the debt, but most of it is, almost all of it, going to the dividend.
I see.
Not the dividend, but to the equity holder.
Equity, yes. Okay. So Apple keeps on doing like stock buybacks, right, to gain back. And is this really driving the share price, or is it just a way to keep the investor smiling or happy?
Well, I mean, every company in the end has to pay, well, not, of course, there's no such thing as 100% rule, but let's say most company, they have to pay the shareholders.
Yes.
That's the point of owning the share of the company.
Both. Yes.
And so you can either do the buyback or you can do the dividends. Let's say it's roughly the same. Maybe there's like tax, a little bit tax different, but let's just say it's the same thing. So Apple is doing what most companies should do, which is when they make money, they pay the money to the shareholders.
Shareholders, yes.
So, yeah, I mean, I think it's just, Apple is nothing extraordinary. It's normal. They make big cash flow, and that big cash flow is going to the shareholder.
So they're just doing what they should do.
Yeah.
Then.
There's a little bit of a subtlety with Apple because, you know, US companies, for various reasons, which let's say right now we won't go into, but they might manage the cash, right? So Apple earns money overseas.
Yes.
Okay, we're going to have a little bit of an explanation. So Apple earns money all over the world, mostly the US, but obviously other countries. The other countries one, when they earn money, they get cash.
Okay.
Before, the US used to have high tax if you bring the cash back to the US.
Okay.
So what Apple did was they borrowed money. So they left the cash, didn't bring it back, so they didn't pay tax. Then they borrowed money in the US to cover the cash which is not coming back.
Okay.
So Apple built up debt while they were paying dividends. So they kind of paid the dividend and the buyback from the debt before. But they also did another thing, which was they put some of the money. So that money in cash, they used to buy financial asset instead of leaving it only in cash. I don't know, they bought a bond or something like that, right?
Okay, any kind of
near cash. And so for that reason, because if you look at that from cash flow, if you buy something with the cash, it's negative for the cash flow.
Yes.
So it means that Apple's cash flow before was less than it really was. Okay, and then they changed the tax rule so they can bring the cash back. So they don't need to do that anymore. So that's going in reverse, meaning they're selling the asset, financial, and bringing the cash back and paying So meaning the cash flow now is higher. But the cash flow higher now is just because they sold the financial asset. It's not really the cash flow from the operation.
Okay.
It's kind of because of how they managed it before.
It's like a strategy.
So it means that Apple cash flow now is a little bit more. So before it was a little bit less, right? Than than reality. Now is a little bit more
than reality. See. So it's about that.
And they're paying down.
Strategy.
They're using it to pay down the debt. So, yeah, it's. And if we look at Apple on the basis of the cash flow, like 120 billion,
yes.
because we use the risk-free rate in US, the 10-year government bond yield is 4%.
Okay.
So if you use 4% on that 120 billion, means Apple should be worth about 3.3 trillion. But it's worth 3.7. So
3.7.
Apple, this is one of the things about the US market at the moment. Apple's cash flow is by far the biggest.
Yes.
Apple's market value is close to what it probably should be, but it's a little bit high. Meaning the other company is far too high, the value, if you see what I mean. And Apple right now, the cash flow is a little bit higher than it should be. Meaning later, if nothing else changed, it might come down a bit.
Okay.
So it's not really growing anymore. So it will be interesting to see what happens with this iPhone 17, but Apple is not really investing anymore. So their growth is just coming from little changes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's quite a big change, this new phone, but if you look at the whole basic, and the plus,
Yeah.
the change is
Just slightly.
slightly, yeah. It's not a big change anymore. Okay, the Air is a big change, but it's a big change within the existing device, right? It's not like a whole new device. So, yeah. So you have this combination of things. Can Apple really grow? It's kind of trying to maintain, I think, rather than grow. They have some cost pressure, like tariff, of course, inflation,
Also
raw materials,
cost and
production
everything.
costs. They're trying to raise the sales to cover the costs, but it means the margin is not really changing much. And then their cash flow is a bit over because they're selling the asset that they bought before. And the valuation is a bit high, even if you use that cash flow. So it's a little bit of a worry for us. It's not bad yet. It's nothing bad. It's not like they're going down.
Yes.
But it shows you how the US market has become quite highly valued, I think. And then if you compare Apple with the other company,
Yes.
so Microsoft has half the cash flow of Apple, but its market value is more than
With an
Apple.
Apple.
Nvidia has even less and is even bigger than Apple.
Market value.
Yeah, so this is the risk with US stock now.
I see, Mr. Sebastian. So, with iPhone 17 coming up, do you think the hype alone can move Apple's share price in a big way?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if you look at the shares, it's done very well in the last couple of months. So as they came to the iPhone 17, the share price has gone up. It's outperformed.
Oh, it's growing.
It's done better than the NASDAQ. It's done better than others.
Okay.
Before, Apple was lagging. Now it's going up again. It's almost at a new record high.
Oh.
So in the last few months, with the launch of iPhone 17, it's helped to increase the stock. But the stock is not really increasing much. So it's not at a new high yet. What happened was it went down before and then back up, but it's roughly the same.
It just goes
So
back to before it went down.
When before it went down. So yes, we'll have to wait and see because we don't really like to speculate. So obviously in the third quarter, also the iPhone 17 is at the end of the third quarter, so it won't really be in the result yet until the fourth quarter. So we won't know until January.
Until the result is.
Yeah, for the fourth quarter.
See.
So let's see. But I think it's hard for Apple to grow much, I think. It's more like they're trying to maintain.
Yeah. Because I also think that the tendency of people are who uses Apple are like upgrading, not buying new
Yeah.
devices, I think.
So trading in the old one.
Like upgrading, like you said before, like
Yeah.
you always use iPhone because it's compatible with the work you do, and maybe there's a lot of people like you as well out there whose works relied on Apple devices, and when a new device came out, they just upgrade, not a new buyer coming in. Maybe that's
Yeah.
also the reason why.
You know, we were doing just a for fun exercise the other day, and we looked at if you take the market value of Apple and divided into the whole world population, how much per person like every person in the world, it's like $17 per person.
$17?
The value of Apple, the market value of Apple, $17 per person, which, I mean, $17 is not that much, but per person in the world, it shows you how the US stock, because of the global market,
Yes.
it's gone up a lot. But yeah, how much more can it go up? I think that's a little bit, and Apple's not even the biggest company. Imagine how big Nvidia per person. It's assuming a lot, right?
Yes.
Because not everyone can afford even $17 probably in the world.
That's
So
That's true.
it's kind of showing that US stocks in general and also Apple. Yeah, the upside, I don't know, have to be a lot of growth, which you could wait and see, right?
Yes.
You don't need to get excited yet.
because we have to wait for the momentum and for the result as well.
Yeah, and then remember, like Apple's dividend is about 3.5%,
Okay.
which is okay. But if you could get like 4% in the bank or
It's a little bit.
2%,
It's a little bit smaller than what you could get from the bank.
yes. So if the share's not really moving, it's okay, but it's not like bad or anything like that. But how much higher? That's the question. I'm not sure it can go that much higher.
Currently, there are better options than
Yeah,
I could give you quote unquote higher return
I think
than
so.
Apple.
Yeah. Great company. I love the product. We'll buy the iPhone 17 or the iPhone Air. I'm sure they can maintain the cash flow. But yeah, can they increase it? I don't know.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see.
And as I don't know, I wouldn't do anything until I know.
Because in here we didn't speculate anything.
No.
And we didn't predict anything.
No.
Okay, Mr. Sebastian. So, Lady Apple is kind of pushing services revenue so much instead of just relying on iPhone sales. Why do you think is that?
Yeah, I mean, they have pushed in the past 10 years, or a lot in the last 7 or 8 years. Obviously, you've got cloud. They're trying to get people to buy more storage.
Yep.
So the iPhone keep increasing the storage. I think mostly there's still the device though, right? Because a lot of that is in the device, like the storage is included in the price of the device. Probably that's the main service is the storage. I mean, they make money from some subscription, iCloud, the store,
Like Apple
books,
Music.
but I think mostly that's, there's more competition there, of course. And so the main thing is always the device. So they can push the services, yes. You think about some of the ones though, they tried to push the credit card and the payment system, but I'm not sure if that's really,
Gonna work.
well, no, I mean, they already pushed it, but I don't know if it's adding that much more. I think with Apple, it's always the device. It's always going to be the device. AirPods,
Yes.
obviously there could be new glasses, other things in the future, but I think Apple are always going to be mostly the device.
MacBook, like what I'm using right now
Yes,
as well.
that's the nature of the company, I think. It's mostly in the device. So yeah, they try to push the services growth, but I think it's difficult.
Okay, I see, Mr. Sebastian. So let's say if we talk about device, if people are holding to their, let's say, iPhone for the next 4 or 5 years from now, like because the device they are still loving it, and let's say there are not much difference in the new devices. Do you think iPhone 17 in the current situation could still sell like crazy or like a big wave of new trends in iPhone devices?
Well, judging by when I went to the store in London, there's quite a long queue.
Oh.
Not to see, you can go and see, no problem. But if you want to buy, the queue is going down the street.
Oh, really?
Buy. So I'm sure it's a beautiful phone. All of the new ones are. They always maintain a little bit. I think, people say, Apple doesn't have a good camera, or the battery's not good, or the screen's not good. But I think if you took every part, so like the average quality, like the casing, the camera, the screen, the chip, the battery, the functions, if you added it all together, it's the best device, I think, the best quality. And so every time they have a new one, it's a little bit better. So they're able to do that and keep maintaining that and improving it. So I'm sure people will buy. And then there's a push, because from the bottom, the older device doesn't work.
That's the
like
limit.
new software, it gets slower, the battery is going down. Plus they exchange, right? So now you can exchange. So yeah, I'm sure they'll keep going with that. But it's just not growing.
Really, that much?
Not like it used to. The margin is already big, not increasing, maybe under pressure. The sales maybe could be growing a bit. Let's see, but we'll have to wait and see for that one.
But
We'll come back in January.
stay tuned until January to see the update about Apple then. But as it's safe to say that the excitement from the people about iPhone 17 right now is currently very big then.
Look quite big in London, yeah. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know in Jakarta. I mean, big, but not like massive big.
I see. But there are people who are excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. But I'm not buying the most expensive one. I'm buying
You're going for the iPhone Air?
the second one, not the fourth one.
Okay. Okay, I see, Mr. Sebastian. So should investor see Apple as a hardware company or more of a digital ecosystem at this point? Because we know Apple services has its own ecosystem, right? From the iCloud services, the AirDrop, and things like that. You could also connect the iClouds to your iCloud accounts and everything. It's like its own ecosystem, right?
Yep.
Do you think people see it as a hardware company or more of a digital ecosystem at this point?
I think it's always a hardware company. Apple is always a mix. It's how the whole thing works, right? But ultimately, that comes mostly from the device.
Still, the device is the biggest reason.
Well, it's kind of like the way they think about how the device will work. But it still always comes back to the device. So it's how the device works. That's why it's a combination. So it doesn't have the best screen. It doesn't have the best camera.
Yes.
It doesn't have the best chip.
Battery.
It doesn't have the best battery. But when you add all of it together, it's the best device.
So you should.
So it's still the hardware, but it's how the hardware works that is the key to Apple.
I see.
And that's how they can enjoy the high margin.
So Apple is, in your opinion, is still the best.
So it's an ecosystem within the hardware.
Okay. So it's a matter of perspective on how you see it then.
Yeah, well, I think people can feel that, right? So even though they could get a better battery device, or they could get a better screen device, or they could get a better camera device, they still prefer the iPhone because it's just a feel about how when you use it, how it feels, how it looks, how it works.
Okay, so although it has a digital ecosystem, like the services and everything, at the end it still goes back about the device.
Yeah, for sure, I think.
Okay, Mr. Sebastian. So let's talk about stocks, the stocks of Apple. for short-term investors, do you think Apple is still attractive, or is it more preferable for a long-term hold for now?
I think it's still rising, let's say.
Okay.
For the question is, what rate is it rising? So it's still rising. It's getting close to a new high. Let's say when the price dropped, then it was quite a good opportunity to make 10, 15% because it went back up again. Maybe you're going to go up another few percent. But, if it's already at a high level, I think it's, for me, I'm not.
It's a little
Our
risky.
fund is not owning Apple shares, let's say.
So it's a little bit risky then.
I think it's still on a upward,
Oh.
but not really fast enough.
I see, Mr. Sebastian. But with new iPhone launches, which always been tied to Apple stock growth, do you think that is still true in 2025? Like when a new Apple device is released, the Apple stock will also went up?
Oh, it has. I think you have to look at the last 1 month. Last 1 month, 2 months. Check the device. I think in the last 1 month, it's up 10%.
10%.
But
Okay, that's quite the
if you
number.
take this year, it's only 4 or 5%. So it went down and then it's gone back up again. So in the short term, with the launch of the new phone, so it's like now the launch of the new device pushes the share up, but not necessarily to a new high or not a major new high.
It's push it back
So it's only
to where it was
few
previously.
Yeah, or a few percent higher.
Okay.
So the momentum is slowing, I think. Definitely slowing. Not falling, but the upward momentum is slower now.
Okay.
So yes, the launch pushes the share up, but not necessarily like it did before.
Not creating a new high yet then.
No, or even if it is a new high, it's only a small new high.
Different. Yeah, the gap is not that big from the previous high.
Yeah.
Okay, I see, Mr. Sebastian. Okay, so with the release of the new Apple, it does bring the share price back up, but not necessarily as high. And the new high might not be that much different from the previous high then.
Yeah, so the momentum is a bit slower it's much slower than it was before.
Okay, I see. But it's
It's still rising,
rising.
but at a much slower rate.
Okay, Mr. Sebastian. But let's say,
And that rising, because it gets more risky, right? When it's slowing, you never know at what point it's going to
go down.
stop rising and start falling.
Okay, but let's say,
But that hasn't happened yet. So I wouldn't bet against Apple, but it does not very attractive
at the moment.
for us. Unless the cash flow jumps again, but then it's quite hard to imagine that it would jump in a major way.
It's unlikely to happen, I think.
Yeah, because I think they need to grow the sales because the cost is growing. So even if they grow the sales, it doesn't necessarily help that much with the cash flow.
I see, Mr. Sebastian. But if Apple integrates stronger AI features, let's say, to new iPhones, maybe not iPhone 17, maybe the next iPhone, let's say iPhone 18, could that boost its valuation?
I think Apple is... So we talked about the device and how it feels and works together, but they don't have a great track record with the software. You know, I'm guessing not many people use the spreadsheet Apple numbers. I mean, maybe some people do, or the word processing or the presentation software. They probably use another one or the more common one. So they have, for some people, like I do, I use the spreadsheet, I use the document, I use the presentation software from Apple. And I love that because it's all part of how it works. But I don't think many people do that. And so AI could be the same thing. You know, the software. So I don't use Apple AI. I use ChatGPT.
I don't use Apple AI.
I use ChatGPT, which is outside of Apple.
Yes.
So I think Apple can have some features from the AI which can be useful, like how the device works. But for the major AI, probably will be outside. So it's always difficult for Apple to get people to pay for those things.
Yeah.
Like the numbers and the word processing, the spreadsheet word processing, and the presentation, it's a free software.
Okay.
It works beautifully with the device, but they can't really make money out of it. I think it's the same with the AI, right? It's part of the software, which is free for the device. So difficult for them to make money out of that. Whereas ChatGPT, you have to pay a monthly subscription.
But you could also use it for free, ChatGPT.
You can use it for free, but not much use if you use it for free.
That's true.
So, but for Apple to charge for AI, not so easy.
Because I think people might be used to something they used previously before. Let's say if Apple integrates a new AI, they might be used to what they're using before. So they're not using the one Apple provided for them.
They might use, Apple integrates it nicely, right? So it's part of the software, but how do you charge for that? Because the software is coming for the device. That's what I mean. You see, the hardware,
paid for it.
yeah, the hardware is the main thing for generating the revenue. So it's hard for them to generate more revenue from other things like AI, I think.
Like a paid services.
Yeah, it's hard to generate service revenue from that. It's more like it's part of the device.
I see, Mr. Sebastian.
So that is a bit of a struggle for them. But it's the same like, it depends. But then the AI would have to be a bit free also.
So it has to come with the device.
I think that's the thing. It's always hard for Apple to get money from the software. It's just the software is part of the device.
I see, Mr. Sebastian. So
It could be they get more people to buy the device because of the AI you can use on it. Could be like that, but
to buy
that's quite
service.
difficult. Yeah, that's quite difficult because most people will probably use the other one. Depends what people use the AI for.
Yeah, that's also true.
But yeah, hard for Apple to make money from the software, I think.
So again, it's all about the device.
It's all about the device, yeah. If the device works beautifully with the AI and the device price is increasing, they can make more money because more people will upgrade. So you look at what they've done, right? The new device is the one that has the AI. The old one doesn't, right? So my one, the iPhone 14, you cannot use AI from Apple.
Yes.
So yeah, it's all linked to the device.
Okay, I see, Mr. Sebastian. So let's say if you were holding Apple shares, would you rather enjoy the dividends or just wait for capital gains in the current state?
Yeah, so the dividend is not that great. It's okay. And so you would be relying on capital gains, but the capital gains is kind of a bit slow at the moment. And it's already a little bit overstretched. So they would need to generate more cash flow, I think, just to justify where it is now. And it wouldn't help really to increase the price.
I see, Mr. Sebastian. So at the moment, currently, it's safe to say maybe Apple is still not the best pick for now.
No, it's not.
Unfortunately.
But it's still better than Microsoft or Nvidia.
Because
on a relative basis, because they make so much more money than those guys. So yeah, we don't own any of them.
I see, Mr. Sebastian.
Because we're always looking for anomaly, right? Where the cash flow is here and the market value is here. That's what we look for. In Apple's case, the cash flow is here and the market value is here. In Nvidia's case, it's like this.
It's the other way around.
We're looking for this.
Okay, Mr. Sebastian. Thank you so much for our talk today about Apple. And I could say, I can't wait to see you holding the iPhone Air. And maybe we could talk about it. Maybe we could also wait for the result, the fourth quarter result.
I think it's beautiful, right? but my requirements are very specific to me and sharp focus. I don't think everybody thinks like that, right? It's the same with how not many people use the iPhone for their work.
Yes, that is true.
I do, so I'm very excited about the specific device, but unfortunately that doesn't necessarily mean everyone is.
Yeah, it's a personal preference.
Personal,
Yes. But still, I'm
There's
excited
joint
for
for
you.
you. It's great for sharp focus. It's great for my shoulders and my arms holding the lighter device.
But maybe not for everyone.
For everyone, yeah.
But still, I'm excited to see that.
I look forward to showing you, yeah.
Okay, so that's it for today with Mr. Sebastian. We've talked about Apple. And if you guys want to learn more about US stocks, you guys can visit Mr. Sebastian at sharpfocus.com.
Yep.
And they also have a Telegram channel where they share information, daily news about the US stock update, like the growth, the movement of the market and everything. You guys can comment down below. Dan sekali lagi terima kasih untuk teman-teman yang sudah menonton. Jangan lupa untuk like, komen, dan juga subscribe channel JRW supaya teman-teman gak ketinggalan video-video yang lebih menarik lainnya. Sampai ketemu lagi. Goodbye.
Bye.